Hello, Magic Muse. Have you ever walked into a space and just felt it was so dense and sticky, or you felt sad or depressed or uplifted and happy? Today, we're going to be talking about home cleansing or space cleansing. And we all know cleansing a space as using sage and or lighting a candle, but there's so many other ways that you can do this, and it really is all about intention. So I recently went to a home cleansing, and they were wanting us to pick up on the energies that were present in the home or the imprints that were left on the home. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't feel like we need to cleanse, because the space actually feels very nurturing and uplifting, and it feels like these energies want to help and assist. So sometimes cleansing a space isn't even needed, but many times when you feel sick, when there's been an argument, when you can just feel like heaviness, that is a sign that the space needs to be cleansed. And the most important thing to do is actually to cleanse yourself first. That way you are kind of creating a blank canvas. And if this is in particular your home, you can use specific herbs that you love. So for me, I love lavender, I love cinnamon, I love roses, and all of these energies can actually, or all of these herbs can actually be used in place of sage. You don't have to use sage. And actually, white sage is now considered to be endangered. So it's really important that you use something that may not be something that you haven't thought of. And if there is an herb that you have been planting, or you have specific herbs that just resonate with you, those are often the best herbs to burn to cleanse a space. So you can do this in many, many different ways. So you can use a traditional abalone shell like I have here. And so the thought behind this is that each thing represents an element. So the shell represents water, the herbs represent earth, the smoke represents air, and then the fire that you light it with. So, and then there is often either a feather. I also like to use those cinnamon brooms, the little ones, and I will just kind of dust everywhere. You can also use a cauldron. This is actually probably my favorite way to do it, because it's witchy, and why not? So, you can actually use a little like charcoal disc, and you can put it in your cauldron, and you can sprinkle either rose petals, you can do myrrh, you can do benzoin, you can do, again, cinnamon. All of these things help to naturally uplift and amplify the home. You can also use Palo Santo. So if you think about sage, sage is antibacterial, and it does an excellent job of really helping to like wipe the slate clean, which is great. But for me personally, I also want to put in some uplifting energies in my home. I want to feel like whenever I walk in my home, it's automatically like my safe space. It's my space of inspiration, of curiosity, upliftment, and I don't want it to feel sterile. And oftentimes that is the energy that I feel after you use sage. And of course, sage is ceremonial, it is used in practices. But again, there is that endangerment part of it that doesn't sit right with me. I'm a person that wants to help preserve the earth and preserve Gaia's energy. And, I get, excuse me, I get rose petals from my garden. I also grow my own thyme. I grow my own rosemary and oregano. So I actually use a lot of those herbs to help cleanse my space. And I'm also using my own energy to grow it. So that also puts in the intention in your space of your own energy. So there's so many different ways that you can cleanse your own home. And if you're going into a space that you are not familiar with. Of course, you can use sage just to be careful with it, or you can use Palo Santo. Palo Santo is Peruvian wood or holy wood, and it actually has a more uplifting vibration than just white sage. So whatever your vibe is, whatever your jam is, trust your intuition. You know what's best. But there, get creative with your magic. Get creative with the ways that you know, uplift spaces. And if you're being called to a particular herb, look up the definition of why that is. Because oftentimes your intuition talks to you, and it may be something that you need to be aware of, something that you need to really cleanse throughout your space. So, all right, Muses, thank you for being here. If this video has been helpful, please like, share, subscribe, put it in the comments. I am cleansed and my space is radiant. Love you guys.